As always, we start the show with Dr. Wale Akinyemi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you this morning?
I am fantastic. It's pretty cold, but yay, we're here.
Yes, we are. And
And
we are good to go.
yes, super excited about our masterclass. And we called everybody. I hope everybody who's watching tried and called their friends today, their mothers today, like everybody else, because we are still continuing the conversation about remaining relevant.
Great. So, welcome to the Relevance Masterclass. Now, where do I start? When you mention the word Google, Facebook, Twitter, these are household names. And once you mention those, everybody knows those. But that was not the way it was before. There was another king on the block before these emerged. And this king was literally synonymous with the internet. It was Yahoo. Many people in my generation, the very first email address we got was a Yahoo email address. You know, now Yahoo was massive. They had an opportunity to buy Google for $1 million, but guess what? They missed it. Now Google is now $1 trillion company. They had an opportunity to buy Facebook for $1.1 billion. They missed it. Facebook is worth over $600 billion. They had opportunities to buy companies like eBay and even YouTube. In 2008, Microsoft would have paid $44.6 billion to acquire Yahoo. They missed it. Now, today, we all know Yahoo, it was literally sold for peanuts. All right. Now, it's very interesting. Many years ago, Yahoo Messenger was breakthrough, that you could see somebody on the other side of the world typing. You could see all that. And, years later, two employees from Yahoo started something, because you see, Yahoo Messenger was based on the computer. These guys brought up something on our mobile phones and all that. They called it WhatsApp. They were from Yahoo. If you look at the interface for WhatsApp and Yahoo Messenger, it's almost the same. Now, how did they miss it? That was right under their nose. How did they miss it? One of the biggest mysteries is how intelligent and exposed people somehow miss their opportunities. All right? Now, let's go to a totally different scenario. When Robert Mugabe became president of Zimbabwe, people rejoiced to welcome him. When he was kicked out of office, people rejoiced to say bye-bye to him. When Sonny Abacha announced the coup against the civilian administration of Shagari in Nigeria many years ago, people rejoiced. The day Abacha died, the rejoicing in Nigeria was unprecedented. Even police at the checkpoints were congratulating people. So what do Yahoo and Abacha and Mugabe have in common? All right? Their reality was not the reality. They discovered that money, intelligence, power, titles could not save them from the consuming power of irrelevance. Irrelevance renders the wealth of the wealthy useless. Irrelevance renders titles, it renders all those things useless. It makes people literally become intelligent fools. It has no respect for title, for money, for power, or anything. Now, so relevance is that power that's greater than money, greater than titles, greater than power.
Wale. Wale? I think we lost Wale. Dr. Wale? Oh, we've lost him. That was going so well. I hope we get him back. But if you have any questions, we're talking about irrelevant, so staying relevant. Are you back? Yes, he's back.
Sorry, he's back, he's back. So the decline of any entity can be traced to the day when they lost relevance. It has destroyed companies, destroyed nations, even destroyed religious movements. Irrelevance is a tsunami that sweeps away everything in its path. And I dare say, prayer cannot save the most pious from the consuming power of irrelevance. Now, let me give you an example. I used to suffer from asthma, bad asthma, many years ago. All right. And I got over it. Then many years later, I had an attack. I went to the chemist and I asked for the inhaler I knew 20, 30 years ago. It had stopped producing it. They were no more producing it.
Uh-huh.
Now, can you imagine if I was a doctor who graduated and never upgraded my skills, and then you are prescribing something that was no more in the market? I always used to joke with my dad. I said, if all you limited yourself to was what you learned in medical school, I said, you'll be a serial killer because things have changed. So when we look, why do very intelligent people fizzle out over time? You can trace it to irrelevance.
Oh, Wale, 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 what happened? Okay, let's just look at the
No,
feedback. Are you back? Okay, Wale.
I don't know. I think the cold is affecting my internet.
I think so too.
All right, let me quickly put this together. Now, the Oxford Dictionary defines relevance as the quality or state of being closely connected or appropriate. So, being intelligent does not guarantee relevance. It's a huge pitfall. A lot of people think that once intelligent, always intelligent. That's a fallacy. What gives intelligence value is relevance. You see, many people get to a point in their life where, like Solomon, he said, as it happened to the fool, it happened to me. Why was I more wise? Now, a person who was very intelligent at fixing typewriters in the 70s and 80s will still be intelligent today, but their intelligence is not relevant. So the question you need to ask yourself, how relevant are you to your world today? People do not get paid because they are intelligent. They get paid because they are relevant. Relevance, like I've said over and over, is not a function of how intelligent you are or your present day success or how deep your pockets are. It's a function of how innovative you are, how you are able to read the future and use your innovation to capture the future. Value never follows the irrelevant. And you need to be concerned about the shelf life of your current ideas or the shelf life of your current way of thinking. The more relevant you are, the more value you will add. And the key to sustained relevance is recreation. You see, if you do not understand the time in which you are living, you will miss out on the opportunity of that time. If you try to carry forward, you are going to be at risk. A lot of people, when I was young, fashion was wear baggy trousers, have afro, open up your shirt. If I appear like that today, somebody will call an ambulance. So intelligence is not to be confused with wisdom. Wisdom is the correct or the relevant application of knowledge. Your continued success is determined by how connected or useful your intelligence is in your environment. So success is the reward for relevance. It's true across board. Let me give you another example. Years ago, Europe had the biggest, most beautiful cathedrals in the world. They spent millions building these cathedrals, but once the message from the pulpit stopped resonating, relevance was lost. And once relevance is lost, patronage is declined. It begins to decline. When you look at Africa, very interesting case study. We have huge churches in Africa, and a lot of people don't understand why are poor people flocking into church to give their money into church. Listen, and never forget this. You see, the message that God will make your life better does not resonate with a society where the government has made their life better. It, however, resonates with a society where majority cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. So no matter how much you may complain about it, it is resonating with people. Now, why am I using religion? It's one of the most powerful driving forces on the face of the earth. Wars have been fought because of that and all that. But if religion can lose relevance, then there is nothing that can be spared from the sweeping power of irrelevance. So the way to deal with irrelevance is not to attack the relevant, but to recreate yourself for relevance. And it has to be intentional for it to be exceptional. So how do you recreate yourself? Tomorrow, I will deal with the circle of value. Everybody has a circle of value. For some, it is expanding. For others, it is shrinking. And what is happening with your circle of value is what will determine how relevant you are at any point in time.
Whoo! Fiery and straight to the point, Dr. Wale. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for, the question I would have had was how do I stay relevant, which you've mentioned that I need to keep recreating and sharing ideas and rethinking and learning new things as I go because things change. So if you do not change with the times, then you will become irrelevant. So it's your own
Absolutely.
doing.
It's your doing. You have to, very, very importantly, you have to ask yourself some hard questions. What is the shelf life of what I'm talking about? On Twitter today, my tweet was, I said, paintings on canvas sell for hundreds or for millions. What is painted on the canvas is not determined by the canvas, but by the painter. Your mind is the canvas of your life. You are the painter. What you allow into your mind will determine the value you attract. So you need to make sure that what you are painting in the canvas of your mind is relevant. That means it resonates. What is coming out of you must resonate with the environment that you want it to resonate with. Because like I said, there's no point in making the best bikinis in the world in the North Pole. It won't work.
That's very true. And you promised to give away books today, and we'll do that tomorrow. But what can people do today so that we announce the winners tomorrow and they can get a Wale Akinyemi book?
What you need to do, go on Twitter at Wale Akinyemi. Make sure you follow me. It solves your life's problems. Go on Facebook, The Street University, and just, make a comment. Make sure you watch one of the lessons on The Street University and make a comment. And from there, we will choose the people. Is that okay?
Okay, that's perfect. How then do people buy your books? Where are they stocked as well? And probably a range of price.
All my books are 1,000 to 1,500. And why I work with Nuria Books is that Nuria Books will deliver to you anywhere in this country. So just check them out, Nuria Books. They will deliver to you anywhere in this country.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wale. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Me too. Thank you.
Okay. And on that note, we're going to take a very short commercial break, but I see some SMSs here. Hi, Wikali. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm Fiona Chip from Kikuyu. I like today's show, learning on how to stay relevant. Thank you for always bringing something new for us to learn. I'm your biggest fan. You're looking good in that dress. Thank you. Wale, they're not saying anything about you, but they're just saying the education you're bringing is good.
Okay. Tomorrow, even me, I'll wear yellow.
You'd better wear yellow. Morning, Mikali. Grateful for continuing with this topic today. I have a question for Dr. Wale. Jobs keep changing and technology, to be honest, staying relevant and avoiding being fused out has not been made easy nowadays. How do you compete with the competition?
It was never easy. Staying relevant was never easy. We need to keep upgrading our thinking. That's the challenge. You see, a lot of people felt that the day they finished in school, they threw away all their books. And, why do you think some of us read like madmen? It's because we want to stay relevant. We want to make sure that our ideas are resonating with our society. Our ideas are resonating with the problems that people are facing today. So you have to keep upgrading your thinking. And that's why I'm going to, tomorrow and then possibly spill up into next week, begin to now talk about how do you now begin to rebrand yourself. Tomorrow we'll talk about relevance, and next week maybe we enter into the whole rebranding process. Because let me just say it, if you don't brand yourself, life will brand you.
And you will be anything life chooses for you to be.
And at that point, you'll be reacting and crying.
So much for answering our questions this morning. Looking forward to tomorrow. Now I'm letting you go for real.
If you say so.
All right, we're continuing with this conversation tomorrow, so be sure to be part of that conversation very early tomorrow. We're taking a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mwikali. Welcome back. Welcome back to